You're not going to believe this, or maybe you will, but check this out. I've cleaned up all along the cliffs here. Let's get rid of a little bit more here on this corner. I left that tree there, trimmed all the way down to the ground around it. Continued along the cliffs here. So now we have this space all the way around. The perimeter. Isn't that great? I had to mute for a minute to clear my throat, sorry. So if you're just joining us, ooh, that looks cool back there, doesn't it? Suddenly, my computer and display seem to be cooperating. We're going to remove all of this jungle and then put our own temple inside. And I'm thinking I'm gonna just start here on this corner. Oh, yeah. Honestly, there were 2 episodes. I've just been having technical difficulties. There were 2 episodes that didn't record for different reasons. Come on in here, lay down. I washed your towel. Xiaohe is so happy I washed his towel. I was actually just wondering, you know, would the dog prefer the towel to be all dirty, or does he like it clean? I've been doing my laundry today. It's a holiday. Mid-Autumn Festival, Zhongqiujie. That's not what I'm doing. My laundry, I do my laundry every weekend. Sometimes even more often. Depending on when I run out of clothes. It's kind of seasonal. I decided to start on this side because the sun is kind of coming from this direction. Or it's behind me, right? It's so hazy today, I can't really tell. But you can see the shadow. See that? See there? I guess it's right above me and to the right. This music is so soothing. key is just to keep destroying stuff at the fastest rate possible. Somebody was asking, why is it mindful Minecraft? Well, you know, I did one episode just for fun and posted it on my Facebook, and people were, my friends in Texas were like, oh, it's nice to hear your voice or something like that. And somebody, one of my friends commented, it's like, I guess it's ASMR. I don't know what that stands for, and if you can say ASMR. But it's those soothing videos where people do something like, I don't even know. It's basically like doing something to make a real soothing noise, like the ones I've seen, they're like messing with clay or some kind of goo, and it kind of makes this pleasant, kind of like this sound of the leaves being crushed, you know? And apparently these videos I don't know if it gives people the chills, you know? Maybe it gives them the chills, or like somehow creates like a response, some kind of physical or emotional response, a sense of well-being. I don't know. You can Google it or Wikipedia it or YouTube it if you want to watch some. This is not ASMR. But when my friend said that, I was like, you know, I like soothing and meditative stuff. I'm just throwing those two terms together. And I believe mindfulness is associated with meditation. And Mindful Minecraft had like a ring to it. In fact, when I'm typing, I type it in a lot, you know, for the video names and stuff. And a lot of times I inadvertently type in Mindful Mindcraft. Isn't that profound? Not really. Ooh, that's pretty. To recenter my mouse here. Hold on. But I do, you've probably noticed if you're a faithful viewer, sometimes we'll talk about emotions or I'll just drop in other tips for life hacks, well-being, tips. Don't play with matches. I've said that, haven't I? Surely with all the lava we've been dealing with. Okay, I gotta be careful here. Yeah, it's cool. I just don't want to start wrecking down forest that's not supposed to be wrecked. It's jungle, really, not forest. Guess it's the same thing, because when I think rainforest, I think jungle, but that's not always true, of course. I guess jungle is a tropical forest. Is that the definition? Somebody look it up and comment below. I think a jungle has to be tropical, right? Yeah, but tropical rainforest, is that safe to assume it's a jungle? Not necessarily, I don't guess, because sometimes in the tropics there's, high altitude, and I think of a jungle as more well, not necessarily sea level, but I certainly don't think of high altitude. But to be honest, I have not spent much time in tropical locations at all. I mean, I've been on like a couple vacations and stuff. Bali, Thailand, the Philippines, Hainan. I love it though. Like, if there was somewhere I'd like to move, and live, I'd love to live like near the ocean and a tropical like beach. I'd also like to live maybe in the desert. They're both hot places, right? And well, desert's not necessarily hot, but the type of desert I think I'd like to live in is, like West Texas or that type. So probably hot in the day, maybe cool at night, especially in the winter. Very hot during the day, I would think. Yeah, but it's interesting because I was thinking about it on my scooter. I think mindful Minecraft is kind of interesting because Minecraft is a, what do you call it? Like in Chinese, the name for Minecraft is 我的世界. Actually, I don't know the tones for 世界, but I think it's 世界. World, my world, something like that. So it's like a escape, it's your own. You can dream and create whatever fantasy you'd like here within the rules and physics of Minecraft. And that's relaxing. Just focusing on something else. It's been a busy day, busy week, and I'm just escaping into this world and relaxing and creating, destroying actually. And talking to you, my imaginary friends. I know there's a few of you that watch, and thank you. But that's actually not at all what mindfulness is. It's not escaping into another story or a story at all. I love the light down here below the clouds. It's so realistic how it's more diffused below the clouds. Isn't that interesting? I think mindfulness is observing it's observing any sensation in the present or the now. People call it the now. And I do too. Not just people. Me and people. So for example, instead of like immersing myself into this story, talking about Minecraft and mindfulness, instead I turn my focus onto what's happening in the present. You can use all 5 senses. I'm hearing the leaves being crushed and the wood blocks being pummeled. Both of them are very soothing sounds, aren't they? Just listen for a minute. Are you listening to those in the now? Really soothing. You can use your vision. I'm seeing the leaves kind of exploding. You can kind of watch, see the last one disappear. I think I like the look of the wood exploding a little better. It's like more defined, isn't it? It's really pleasing. You can see the... I was hoping the misty surface of the cloud. Feeling, I can feel the air conditioner on my left hand that's on the keyboard, and I can feel the keys under my fingers. They're really round, they feel nice. I can feel the AC on my right hand now, my right arm. And it's not quite as comfortable because I've got to hold down the mouse button all the time. I can kind of feel some tension in my forearm. I can feel my feet inside my shoes and the texture of my socks. My feet are a little bit warm, but they feel good. I'm not really tasting anything right now, but I was tasting my coffee this morning, and not just, oh, I had coffee this morning and I tasted the coffee, because I also had lunch at Domino's Pizza and it was so good. But the coffee, I actually took a minute to smell it. I love the aroma of coffee, and to taste it. It's kind of a bitter but pleasant feeling in my mouth. And I was feeling it presently. I'm remembering it now, which is not mindfulness. I'm just giving you that example. We're doing really well here. Did we cover all the senses? Look, feel, taste, smell, sound. Yeah. And you don't have to cover all the senses when you're being mindful. You can. Some people are mindful. For example, I might lay down on my bed or on the sofa a couple times a day. I'll typically shut my eyes, and so that means I won't be mindful of what I'm seeing, and that's okay. Because I can be mindful of other things, like my body sensation, my breath. That's a popular one people like to use for mindfulness. Feeling the air going into your nostrils. When I breathe in, I feel it a little cooler than when I breathe out. And I can feel my chest rising as my lungs fill. You're always breathing, so that's always something you can kind of just become aware of. But it can be anything. Walking is another one. People, and I don't practice this, mindful walking. I practice mindful Minecraft. That's what we're doing right now. But I can become mindful, say, well, let me back up. When I'm on the sofa and I'm kind of doing this mindful exercise, I call it meditation. And to me, and for me, there is more to meditation than just the practice of what I'm describing. But for me, and people have their own definitions for everything. Like a focused session of mindfulness while being still, I call it meditation. So I don't call this meditation, like playing Minecraft, but I can be mindful while I'm playing Minecraft. In those ways I described. See, I'm seeing these things exploding at close view now. And that's what I'm focused on. I'm not focused on anything else. Other things are just kind of happening automatically, right? Like my breathing. It just happens all we're doing is tearing down this forest so we can be more mindful right now. We don't have to be thinking about, oh, what are we going to build, or what's this temple going to look like. We're just crushing some leaves. It's almost as easy as breathing. But I can become mindful, say on my bike, or doing anything, washing your clothes, washing the dishes, making your bed. But it's a conscious decision you make to bring yourself into the now, to bring yourself into the present moment and experience and focus on something, anything that's happening now. When I feel the breath going across my nostrils, that's happening right in the present moment. Some people may think of meditation like contemplating on an idea or reciting a mantra. That's just like a focus of meditation. I don't think of that as mindfulness, and maybe you have a different opinion on that. I will say you can be mindful, and it's a great thing to do. You can be mindful of your thoughts, of your thinking. So you could be thinking of a mantra in your head, and you move your focus from the mantra itself to your thinking about the mantra. Does that make your head want to explode? Because your thinking is in the present moment, right? It's just like using any of your senses. You're using your brain sense. You know, I don't know what's going on in your brain. I'm not a doctor or a scientist. But, you know, there's little, I don't know, things firing, synapses doing things. It's not like you can become aware of that, but it's something that's happening inside your body at the present moment. So you can even become mindful of your own thoughts. You can slow down your thoughts and watch them form, see where they're coming from. But yeah, so I can, and I will often, especially say when I'm having a busy day or a stressful day, I'll just take a minute wherever I am, even if it's on my bike, or again, like washing dishes. To bring myself into the now. And I think people just find, so now we're getting into the why. Kind of like an escape, like when we enter and immerse ourselves into this Minecraft world, again, which is not mindfulness, but it's an escape, or when we watch Netflix and kind of escape into a story. That's relaxing, right? You know, and sometimes it can be inspiring or creative. Might depend on what the content is that you're kind of escaping into, right? Hopefully it's positive. But in a similar way, I think people find that, you know, when you're making your bed or you're on a scooter, you can't necessarily turn on Netflix or play Minecraft. But just for an instant, and whatever you're doing all the time, every day, all the time, every day, you can just bring yourself into the present moment. And it's just like a refocus, kind of getting out of whatever's going on in your head and focusing on the present moment, letting go of that. And, you know, there's a lot of ways to think about it, and you'll have to just kind of explore your own. But in a way, I was just thinking it's a way to remind yourself like you're a powerful human and you have this capacity to step away and focus on what's happening in the present moment and take a look at your thoughts. And I think people find when they practice this, it's better than ASMR, ASMR. I'm just calling it ASMR, but I don't know if that's what people call it. And it's better than that. That's just like a fun, I think there's really no value in it. I think it's just funny. You know, if you have some other thought, comment below on that, but It's a powerful practice. You might come out of it feeling refreshed, focused, empowered, compassionate. These are kind of the words that people that come to mind, I think, when people practice mindfulness. And the goal is to remain in that state, really, as much as possible. The present moment's the one that matters, right? It's really all that matters. Because anything that's happened, it's just a story. And when you think about the past, it's like escaping into your Minecraft world, or whatever you remember, true or false. It's just a story you're telling yourself. Same about the future. We're worried about tomorrow, or I'm getting older. I find myself worried about retirement. What am I going to do? Where am I going to live? It's just a story in your mind. Come into the present moment. You can kind of think, what's the most important thing I can do next? That's all that matters, really. The other places our mind can go, other than the past and the future, it might go to other people. What, boss, teacher, friend said, parent, child. It's a story. You can also think about yourself. And even though you can know what's going on inside your brain, we tell crazy stories about ourselves all the time, right? We're not sufficient, or we need to do this or that, or whatever. It's just, you can think about that if you're maybe feeling a little stressed. Then just come back to the present moment. See how it makes you feel. See how important it is then, We'll bring emotions into it maybe next time. I'm enjoying this, but and to be honest, I'm not sure if I'm feeling an escape right now, or just enjoying this time in the present moment. But either way, I'm doing both. I'm going back and forth. Either way, I'm feeling like it's time to emerge and enter back into my day for a minute. I'm thinking maybe the most important thing to do next is order some groceries, because I'd like to eat this week. Let's take a look at what we did first. Woo! Am I stuck? That's a lot. We did a lot. And we're going to go this direction. It's going to get wider and wider and wider and wider. And then narrow, 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 narrow down to here. And we'll be done.